Hello everyone. Today I'll show you how to add a bit of uniqueness to a model purchased from the marketplace. For example, I'll be using the modular Meta Commando, a wonderful model, and you'll find a link to it in the description. Now we'll add a sleeve patch to it. I found a free patch image on freepik.com and have already prepared it by removing the background. We will now export the image to the Substance Sampler program. You can create patch textures in any program you prefer, but the sampler works wonders. Let's add an embroidery layer to our project and import the pre-prepared patch image. Notice how beautifully the patch looks. However, the embroidery is a bit too large, so we'll increase the scale. Next, we'll export the resulting textures, which we'll use in Unreal. But before that, let's revisit Photoshop and pack the transparency channel into the texture we exported from Substance Sampler. We could have used the original texture, but the embroidery filter in the sampler added some fluffiness to it, making it look more convincing. Now, let's import the obtained textures into Unreal. We'll adjust the occlusion, roughness, and metallic textures a bit. We need to set the compression settings to mask instead of the default. Most importantly, we need the alpha channel, packed into the color textures alpha, not to tile. Therefore, in the X and Y tiling settings, we'll set clamp instead of wrap. Now, let's create the material function for the patch itself. We'll start by dragging our textures into the material function. Then, we'll call the material attributes function and connect the textures to the corresponding channels. We'll need another output from the functions to pass the alpha channel, which will overlay the patch material externally. For UV magic, we'll need texture coordinates. We'll divide them by a number from 0 to 1 to control the scale of our patch. Let's introduce a scale variable. The closer the number is to 0, the smaller our patch. As you can see, all textures except for color are tiling because we set clamp instead of wrap in the texture tiling settings. Now, we need a way to control not only the size, but also the position of the patch on the clothing material. We'll add a vector too, where X will control the horizontal position and Y the vertical. Let's introduce two variables, X coordinate and Y coordinate. By controlling them, we will be able to offset our patch material along the X and Y coordinates and move it across the surface of the clothing material. The patch material function is ready. Let's move to the basic material of the soldier's uniform and call the patch function we just created. We'll call the material layer blend function and overlay the patch material function on top of the base clothing material. The output result gives us the patch, and the alpha cuts everything except the patch. Since this same basic uniform material is used not only for the shirt, but also for the pants, we won't need the patch every time. To prevent it from displaying, we'll multiply the alpha by 0, and where we need it to display, by 1. The base material is ready, so let's move to the material instance of the shirt and finalize everything there. Variables controlling the patch are displayed in the patch category. Let's enable its display, slightly reduce its scale, and shift it by X and Y so that it appears over the shirt pocket. In this way, we can move the patch anywhere on the uniform texture, the only condition being that it's important for the texture to be solid at that spot and not split by a seam. Now let's launch the customization level and see how our patch looks on the soldier. This is a simple way we can make the model a little more unique. Thank you for your attention. See you soon.